Good morning. Change is part of life. If you live in the UK, you're very aware the weather is always changing. It can rain in the morning and be sunny in the afternoon. Or, like we had more recently, it might seem like a long time ago before lockdown, and we had all those weeks and weeks of rain in January and February. And then suddenly we had the weeks and weeks of sunshine in April and May. But generally, weather changes a lot from day to day, moment to moment in the UK. We have the changes that come through seasons of winter and springtime and summer and autumn. Then even as people, we change. Physically, we change. Either maybe when you're younger, or you can remember now if you're older, your children, and people going, oh, look at so-and-so, how he's changed, he's growing. So much since we last saw him. But people also change. We get closer to some, and some relationships seem to just get more distance as we change, as they change. Places change. I used to live in Birmingham, and then I went and worked in the Middle East, and I came back and see the transformation that happened in Birmingham, particularly in the city centre. It was amazing. It was just so beautiful what they've done there. So things, people change. And we see that even particularly in this season that we've just been going through. You know, we had the change of a lockdown, not being able to go out. We had a change where schools were closed, the stock market crashed. The way that we went or didn't go to certain shops changed. Some people seem to have more time and more energy, and other people seem to have less time, and it was just more stressful. Just change is just part of our lives. And however much you like change, everyone wants something that's certain, that's stable, that's not going to change, where it's a bit more certain. It's a bit like I just said when the stock market crashed. What a lot of people do, which what often happens when the stock market becomes unstable, is they begin to invest in what's seen as more traditional, more solid investments, like gold. So how much more in this season where we've seen a lot of change, a lot of uncertainty, that we need emotionally and spiritually to turn to something that is more certain, more solid. And there's nothing more certain, more solid, more unchangeable than God. You know, there's lots of verses you could turn to, but Psalm 18 verses 1 to 2 is a good example. It just says, I love you, Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and horn of my salvation, my stronghold. You know, all these descriptions of rock, fortress. Again, he uses the word rock and shield and horn. Stronghold just means that are solid, firm. And the reason why God is safe, the reason why he is solid, is because of his unchangeability, to use that kind of phrase. You see, the reason that God is like that is because normally something changes for a reason. It changes for the better or the worse. Or it changes because we get like a new model phone, or a new invention comes out that makes the last thing that we were using obsolete. But God is not like that. God is absolute perfection. He can't change for the better. He can't improve on something that's perfect. And he's not going to change for the worse. God doesn't grow or develop, become better. He is the same. His love is perfect. His wisdom is all-knowing. His power is all-consuming. And therefore there can't be any sense of inconsistency with him. He can't be improved on. And so the Bible makes it clear that God doesn't change in his character, in his purpose, in his fairness, in his promises, in his goodness. And there's actually a more technical term to him being unchangeable. And it's this term, immutability. And we find it hard to grasp as people because we're so used to change and everything changes that it's hard to think of something that doesn't change. However, I'd encourage us this morning that we need to just focus in on God more, the God who doesn't change. his nature, his character, his promises, and now and forever. And that we need to fix our eyes upon that. So in a world of uncertainty, in a world of change, as we have this kind of solidity, this focusing on a God who doesn't change us, it brings a joy, it brings a peace. So let's just marinate in that truth. Let this truth sink deep into us. Let's invest ourselves afresh and anew in God. God, help us do that this morning. Well, maybe everything around us is changing, Lord. Even today, Lord, we've got plans and ideas what we want to do, but we know they could so easily just change at a moment. Help us just to be rooted and established in you, our true and one firm foundation.